Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. This is Ethereal Aeons Activation. My name is Leslie. Today, I want to talk to those of you who are healing, self-healing, who have been on the self-healing path for years, perhaps, who have cleared out a lot of the junk, the gunk, the programming, but you still don't necessarily feel like you're out of that element long enough to manifest anything tangible in your life. So you're still clearing out, and maybe you're wondering, when is this going to stop? Is this ever going to stop? We know that spiritual ascension isn't something it finds a point and it's just done. This is not how it works. So you might have heard that, you might be aware of that, but at the same time, where is that middle ground to where you've actually progressed into the spiritual warrior? And I'm here to tell you that it just takes a minute mind shift to claim and proclaim the spiritual warrior archetype. It is within you. And if you have been doing this work now for years, you have been the spiritual warrior. We just need to reflect on a few things that are missing in a lot of the teachings that I'm coming across online. So I want to speak to those of you who might be feeling like, I've been doing this work forever. I find myself in a stable point, and then here I go again. I want to talk to those of you to kind of clarify a few things and hopefully bring some clarity. Because it's easy to be told that you attract everything in your life. This is what I hear a lot of manifestation teachers talk about. You attract everything into your life. But here's the truth. Most aren't ready to say that not everything you face is because of what's going on within you or what's going on inside of you. Not everything that comes your way is because of something you've been thinking about or emotions that have been coming up. Sometimes what you carry isn't even from this lifetime. So this is when we get into deeper dimensions within ourselves, is when we start to realize that a lot of what we're working through after a certain point is no longer just from the programming that we have acquired within this lifetime. So what mainstream healing and manifestation often misses is that it's true. There is truth within the law of attraction, within manifestation. We absolutely live in a morphogenetic field that responds to what we think, what we say, what's going on internally, and what we do externally as well. But the oversimplified teaching that you attract everything can become spiritually harmful when you just leave it at that. When you cap it at you attract everything, you have capped your soul and really what you are beyond even the concept of manifestation. Because tell me, would you look at a newborn baby and this newborn baby's born into an abusive family and say, oh, well, the baby attracted that. This newborn attracted that. Even an unborn baby who has been born into like horrendous situations. Absolutely not. There are layers of karma and some samskaras that we're going to get into right now, because some of what you're moving through is rooted in past life karma. In samskaras, these are impressions that are like scars to the soul. And this is all from pain that wasn't alchemized. So you've been alchemizing what you're conscious of and also what you're not aware of. When you do the healing work, we ask to clear out what we're aware of, what we're not aware of. We ask to clear out things from the wakeful state and even the unconscious state. We ask to clear things out in all astral realms, across all multidimensional planes, once you really start to clear things out. So if you're still not clearing things out sovereignly from this perspective, then it's time to really claim and proclaim the spiritual warrior archetype within you. You are the spiritual warrior. You have been doing this work. To be the spiritual warrior does not necessarily mean you're on a field with a blade and you've got muscles and you have zero fear. That is not what it means. It means that you are clearing out all of these layers of pain and trauma and impressions. And to say that you attract everything because of what's going on with you right now internally, again, is short-sighted. So let's continue. So these samskaras, like I said, they're like scars that have left impressions. And these are unhealed traumas and wounds from past lives. And these impressions can ripple into future lifetimes and timelines when they're not consciously addressed. So when you do your affirmations, even if your mind is clear, even if you're in a peaceful state, even if you've already manifested things like a peaceful home, peaceful relationships, old debris can still rise up from the depth because now you're strong enough to clear it. So imagine your body, your container, is like a pot. Okay, and I'm just using this because I was cleaning a pot and I just had this analogy come up. But your body is like this pot, and at first glance, it can seem like it's pretty clean, or maybe it's dirty at first. And you kind of clean it, but then you're like, okay, I've cleaned the pot. The last meal I cooked is like washed out completely. But then what if you start to polish it? You start to see that there's layers of residue that rise to the surface. And some of what you're polishing, I mean, it could be weeks old, it could be months old, it could be for meals long ago, and you're cleaning the pot. And like again, some of it's from recent experiences, but in the cosmic pot, some of it's ancient. Some of it isn't even yours. And you start to clean the pot and you're polishing it, and now it's shiny and you could see your reflection. Before, when you look at the pot, maybe it was hazy and you couldn't even see reflection, and now you've been polishing it and it's actually really beautiful. And now it's actually been purified. So this is the layers of healing that we're talking about. This is when you become the spiritual warrior, because you've been entrusted to clear it. The more you clean your energy out, the more you start to attract the ancestral type healing. Because a lot of times for those ancestors who weren't able to clear things out, they'll come to you with the ability to clear something out. Because you are entrusted to clear it out. Because you are the spiritual warrior, you have come to this point. So as you evolve, your aura expands. Your light is brighter. And the more expansive your field becomes, the more you begin brushing against other timelines, other soul clusters. The soul that you have is not only contained within your field. You originate from a soul cluster, and that soul cluster incarnates into many various versions. And so while time is not linear, it is spiraling from the lower dimensional planes to the higher dimensional planes. And you're relearning these lessons, looping around and relearning different lessons, new lessons, relearning. And each time you're higher and higher up. And so when this happens, once you really start making your way up, other soul clusters, even lower dimensional versions of yourself, you'll start clearing that. You're not just clearing for you, you're clearing for your soul network. This is why protecting your energy is vital. You're deeply interconnected with others, and karmas are shared in this way as well. This is the spiritual warrior. So the warrior mentality is how we need to look at it versus the healing leap. And once you proclaim that, once it becomes obvious, once there's been clarity, once the light has really shined to what this actually is, it is incredibly self-empowering. And you can find stability within this type of work. Because it's not about endless looping cycles of healing. It's not about perpetual breakdowns. This is about evolution. So not being the fragile seeker who's trying to figure things out and trying to make their way up the ascension process. You are the spiritual warrior. You don't take things personally, but you do take it seriously. So even when something does come up, you don't take it personally. This is a thing as well. I mean, regardless if you're in this type of journey consciously or not, regardless if you take it seriously or not, it still is something very real. But only those who have cleared out what they needed to clear out to reach a point to where maybe they are doing the work for the ancestors. Maybe they are doing the work for lower versions of themselves in other timelines. This is the sacred duty of the spiritual warrior. And you will learn to tell what is yours. You will learn to tell what is ancestral, what is collective, what is an illusion as well. The illusion still exists. A lot of it actually is just illusion, and people are caught in this type of healing loop. And actually, most of it is illusion. And once you realize that, it's a lot easier to shed off those layers, to disintegrate them out like ash being blown into the wind after you burn that. So if it feels like old pain is surfacing, don't ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Ask, what am I ready to release? What am I finally strong enough to face and release? And remember that the path isn't linear, it spirals. So you're going to revisit lessons with more power each time. You are not failing, you are rising. Keep that in mind. And we're here to remember who we truly are. We're not here to just think that healing is something that's always going to continue and never stop. It's really more so like remembering who you are. If you're the spiritual warrior, you know when to raise your blade, you know when to put it down, you know when to just be in presence. You know when to just fully show up for yourself and your loved ones and be stable enough to remain there and do the work when it's time to do the work. So I hope this helps you out. I hope this serves as a reminder, because you already know this. Deep within you, this absolutely resonates because you already know this to be the truth. You are more than capable of having everything that you want, creating everything that you want, while having the experience of the self-healer into the spiritual warrior. So I'm really looking forward to talking to you guys more about the healing and the types of healing. Perhaps you'd like to know more about the different modalities that I use. Let me know. Please be sure to share this video. Please be sure to like this video to support the channel in that way. I look forward to your comments, and I will talk to you soon.